What's up everyone, my name is Nick and I am a super nice guy. Today I'm here to discuss how to get a job as a UX UI designer. I'm going to cover three main buckets of topics that will serve as a roadmap for landing a job as a UX designer. The areas I'm going to cover are fundamentals, practice, and having a portfolio. Well, let's go. Alright, the first area to talk about is the fundamentals. You're going to need to learn the fundamentals of being a UX designer if you're going to land a job. This can come from general research in the UX field, such as looking up what is user experience design, what is a user interface, and as you're doing this, stop and learn key terminology in the field. What is a UI pattern? What is a persona, etc. You can also read plenty of books on the topic. There are plenty of free and paid ebooks and regular books that you can get, and I'll link some of my favorite down in the description below. And then lastly, the thing you can do to research about what it means to be a UX designer and how to get a job, look up job descriptions for positions you could see yourself working for, like a product designer at Shopify. Look up the job description and requirements and the way they discuss how a UX designer will fit into their organization. This can then become something you keep top of mind as you are practicing and training and have that long-term vision for where you want to go. Next, what you can do to practice is enroll in a boot camp. Boot camps have become a really trendy way to break into the field in a short amount of time, typically anywhere from 2 to 6 months, and you'll be on your way. The boot camps are great because they typically are outlined to go through a full project life cycle, such as framing a problem, going through discovery, and then starting to research and solution, and then end up with a final product. Coming out of that, you will get a great case study and you will have more real world experience, or at least experience that has emulated a real setting. And plus, a lot of them advertise that upon finishing or graduating the boot camp, you will be job ready, or they will even help you find a job. And then the last thing you can do to train up is obviously complete a design program at a school, either for a 2 or 4-year degree. You may find as you're researching job descriptions and requirements that a lot of times people will ask for a 4-year degree or equivalent in related field. I do think that there's a possibility to get around this if you get your foot in the door at another organization and build up a lot of experience, and also really sell yourself through your portfolio and the way you talk about your process. I do think people are fortunate in the digital design space in that we can really control our own destiny if we put our own energy into it. If you are creating really amazing works, then it's almost impossible for people to turn you away. So with that, I definitely don't consider a 2 or 4-year degree a requirement, but I do think it does help. All right, that brings us to the next topic to discuss, and that is practice.
We talking about practice.
Practice is crucial. It's something you're going to need to do every day to make sure you are constantly improving and striving for that end goal of landing a job. There are things you can do at regular intervals to really level up and fast track your skills as a UX designer. Some of these include going to designersize.com and reading a prompt and setting a timer and solving a problem and solution for it in a short amount of time. You can also do things like daily UI, where you sign up and you get emailed various UI prompts to complete every single day. Now, it's worth noting that these aren't necessarily full case studies or projects that you would put on your main portfolio, but they do expose you to a lot of different areas in the design field that would come naturally through a job or employment. The next way you can practice is to tap into your network opportunities. If you're fortunate enough where you have friends or family working on side projects, see if you can lend a hand and help out with them. The same goes for if you can land an internship while you are training and practicing up. Both of these will aid in applying your skills in a more real setting and will also generate some soft skills such as decision making, time management, and explaining your thinking. And the last point on practice would be to self-start your own pseudo projects. These projects will serve as portfolio pieces that will be used to communicate and showcase your skills to potential employers. These projects can include things like improve an app feature or a flow, or even designing an app that solves a problem. I will say that these exercises are something you should be having fun with. If this is something you really want to do, then you should have a blast creating these projects and building up your portfolio. If you're really into chat apps, or if you're really into ride sharing, then maybe you stick to those for the apps you want to improve on. Designing an app that solves a problem could be, if you're really into chat and privacy, perhaps you're going to design an app that solves that problem. For these projects, it's very important that you document and present your entire process so that you can clearly demonstrate your skills to potential employers. This is a clear way to stand out in the interview process, which leads me to my final point, and that is having a portfolio. Having a portfolio is crucial for digital designers. Building a portfolio gives you a platform to really explain your thinking and showcase your skills. It can also be used to get your foot in the door and kick off interviews with potential employers. A lot of applications, if not all of them, will ask for a portfolio link when you submit the application, and if your portfolio is good enough, you will hear back from them. For the portfolio, it's best to stick to 3 to 5 stellar case studies that really touch on areas you would like to work professionally. If you would like to work on just mobile applications, then these 3 to 5 should be case studies that focus on mobile apps. For the actual portfolio format, you have a few options. The quickest being just using a platform that you upload to directly, such as Behance or Medium. These platforms contain all the elements you need, such as the setup and brief, uploading text, and imagery. And if you're just starting out, they will get you up and running with little effort. The next option would be to utilize a website. Websites can start off easier in utilizing templates on things such as Squarespace and Wix.com and WordPress, and then you can get a little bit more advanced and use something like Webflow or even code and build your own site. Designers that can code add a very premium skill set to who they are and what they bring to a company. On that topic, you can also focus on things like animation and UI design. I tend to be more of a generalist where strong UX is the backbone, but UI that is delightful and impresses people is the layer on top that is also necessary. Having a number of these different desirable skills makes it very hard for employers to turn you down. And then lastly, the things you can do to sort of enhance your portfolio presence would be to utilize social media. The first being LinkedIn, where you can link back to your case studies as you're putting them out on Behance or Medium or your website, and really just get the word out there that you're doing work in this field. This will also be great to start attracting recruiters as they look up potential candidates and match your profile with the job description. And then last with social media would be to utilize Dribbble. So when you do daily UI or these other mini exercises every day, they don't really merit a spot on your full portfolio, but they do showcase extra levels of skills. And so having those compiled in areas like Dribbble and other things like that allow you to link to it from your portfolio, and so you can see more thought out projects and then extra layers of skills on top of that. All right, knowing what I know today, already being in the field of UX design, these are the steps I would take to get my first job as a UX UI designer. If you found this video helpful, please remember to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Also, check out the resources below because there's a lot of great stuff in there that will help fast track some of these decisions as you're going through them. Well, I suppose that's it for now, so until next time, super nice guy out.